So here we are queuing up to cross the border for the first time in 4 months. We're able to do this without a permit. There's a line of cars here, probably 20 or 30 cars, a few more off on the sides, parked around the place. I saw about 20 parked along the side of the freeway on the way here. Obviously there's a little bit of pent-up demand for people to get across. I think, unlike us, most of these people are actually off to do something across the border. They've been waiting for months. They've got family or friends. One bloke I was talking to has off on a camping trip. So it's a historic moment. It's not quite the fall of the Berlin Wall, but it's on that, somewhere on that spectrum. So here we are crossing the border into New South Wales. There's a long line of traffic ahead of us. We aren't the only people who had the idea apparently. So it's past 12 o'clock, the checkpoints are down, the masks off, and there's a feeling of some sort of euphoria here even. Historic moment, people's come down to watch.
You guys ready to go? Tim, been along 15 weeks.
It's been very, very long. This is the first time I've been allowed to cross because I've been going up and down to Melbourne. I haven't been able to get a permit, so I'm personally very pleased to be here finally. And yeah, and obviously the whole bunch of others were. We saw all the cars coming past. So a lot of people are very pleased to see this border come down, the country come back together again.
And probably took too long in your view?
Oh, much too long. I mean, we probably never really needed it. The whole thing was a waste of time, a waste of money, a big waste of money. We have devices regionally contained in Melbourne. Regional Victoria never really had it. Our community didn't need to be divided like this, but okay, that's all happened, it's all done. Let's get back together and make sure we don't lock the border again.
What would you make of the state's response to COVID?
It's been a mistake. We didn't need lockdowns. We didn't need to treat people like children. We've just seen in Victoria, we've finally been allowed to take our masks off and only put them on when we're in risky situations. That should have been the rule from the start. It certainly should have been the rule from the start in the regions. I think there's always been a massive overreaction by the governments, trying to call it COVID theatre. They're trying to campaign for votes in the city and screwing up the regional communities.
And why did you decide to organise this event tonight?
Well, I don't know if I organised everyone to come. I said I want to come across. I want to come across as soon as I can. I put that message up, and no doubt a few people saw my message, but I'm sure plenty of other people had their idea for themselves because we just wanted to celebrate the fact that it's over.
New South Wales, first state to have no border restrictions. How much are you hoping other states and territories now follow suit?
I very much hope that they will open up. Of course, now we've seen Victoria suddenly impose a lockdown on South Australia, which is, I think, most of the Premier going, yeah, up yours in South Australia, because he can. There's no sense to it. It's nonsense. So I really want to see all the borders come down as soon as possible, which now would be as soon as possible. So if the Premiers of other states tear down these walls.
How much do you think the shutting of the New South Wales border to Victoria affected like local businesses and things like that in Victoria?
Oh, it was a massive disaster. We know from the start there were 10,000 people who were crossing the border every day who for weeks they couldn't get across, and then we had the permits and they gradually added little bits to the bubble here and there, but it was a massive disruption. It's economically, it's cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Lives have been stretched and wrecked, and even in the last few weeks when the traffic's been moving slowly but freely from the border areas, it's still a massive disruption. People have been sitting in the queues for 40 minutes or an hour a day each way sometimes. People have the kids at school and go back and then come back again. It's been really hard on everybody, so it's massive. It's like huge weight's been lifted off for everyone.
Hey Tim, if you just have a look behind you now, it's now empty.
Yeah, it's all gone.
How does that feel?
Yeah, excellent. Bloody good.